Hey guys, this is Mike, another King Arthur Legends Rise video. We're on the free-to-play account, day 6 on the beginner journey as far as the new player experience goes. And day 7 we're getting a legendary, but we are getting 20 rate up, or not rate ups. I always want to call these rate up, special summons. 20 special summons on day 6. Somehow the monthly reset somewhere in the middle of my start there, so we're on day 2 of the monthly, even though we've logged in every day, I promise. And we're on day 6 over here on the check-in. So we got one more day to get as far into this as we possibly can, as well as today. So we're going to see how far we can press the account along today, use up as much stamina as we can. We're going to see how deep into the power-up dungeon we can get, how deep into the equipment dungeon. We did go through, get a little bit of a jump start on our daily activities. So we got our new player event going on. It's actually pretty nice. Give you a lot of goodies in here, some stamina. We'll put that to good use. Claim that, plus we get the 5 special summons down there, so that's gonna be pretty good, as well as the relic breath help us out. And then tomorrow we get tier 7 ready to go. They do have a new 4th of July event coming on here, so that tells you when this was recorded. Obviously recorded a little bit in advance, but that's all right. So we'll see about getting some of these treasure chests or these presents here and get that going on. But we'll grab that, get some more stamina on the account there. So on the agenda for today, I'd like to actually start working through some awakenings, get Nika up to 3-star awaken, get Brennan hopefully up to 3-star awaken, and then probably start working on some rares like Kay, Rosier, Anguish, and potentially Jarrett here. That way we can start kind of getting a little more durability out of our Gorgos team, and hopefully we can press on a little bit further in that dungeon. We're going to take a peek and see if we happen to get lucky with Rosier's Flame Relic in the Shard Shop, and then we're going to get some summons in as well. So we're going to go ahead and spend some time poking around, seeing what we can get added to the account. So we jump over into the item bag. We got a bunch of carpal tunnel to go through right here, getting some books. I did open Cromcroc at this point, so we can actually farm some books. I have not pressed on in there. I have not worked on a Bodwin or a, we got Accolone there, pretty good, or a Guinevere. Haven't got Guinevere on the account. So getting through Cromcroc is going to be a little bit of a challenge there. That's some good gear, 4 and 5-star pieces of keepsakes. We'll take that all day long. All right, and it looks like we have a 10-pack of Flame Relics to pull, as well as we'll probably turn that into 40 if we got the rubies to do it. So that'd be pretty good. So let's jump over into Lake Avalon and see what we can get out of here. So no Jarrett Frost Relic, no Rosier Flame Relic. So unfortunately we are where we're at. If we needed to, we could come in here and exchange some of the things that we have gotten that we're not using. But so far I haven't really seen anything on the account that's going to make a big difference. So let's grab these Flame Relics. We are far away from pity, so we're going to go ahead and pull these 10 and hope for the best. We'd be loving to see Rosier's Flame Relic pop out of here, as well as any legendary relic we don't have. Would be pretty fun, but we got 2 chances at it. So it'd actually be kind of ironic if I got Bodwin's Flame Relic, because I haven't got that on my main account. But we got Frederick there and Kieran. All right, and we're actually 37 away from pity, and we have exactly 37 pulls here, so that works out perfect. So we are guaranteed to get somebody on the account. So hopefully it doesn't take us all the way to pity. Maybe we can get 2 legendaries on the account. We'll see. This account so far has actually been pretty lucky. We've been getting some pretty fortunate pulls. There's a couple Jarretts there. Maybe get a Chivalry on him. That might help us out with our durability for Gorgos. It has been quite a struggle trying to get through that. When he starts smacking and you're the off affinity, he can hit you pretty hard. So unfortunately him and Rosier both are in the Storm Relic. There's another copy of him. That's perfect. And so hopefully that'll help us out, get a little extra stats on him. Defense and HP specifically are going to help him stay alive. Oh, that is awesome. So we're not going to pity. We got close, but we're not going all the way to pity. We got a legendary, 2 rares, and let's take a peek and see who we got. Not just human, we got our Anya. All right, so this is perfect. So she is an amazing champ, especially in arena. Once you get her to Chivalry level 4, she becomes an absolute beast, putting Counter Strike up on everybody. And then if you build her with resistance and damage, she's going to do a lot of work for you. And then we also got an Anguish and an Arthur there. So let's go ahead, we'll pull one more 10-pack, seeing how we got the crystals for it, and just see if we get back-to-back, maybe get a little bit lucky. Not this time. All right, let's see if we get a couple rare. We got 1 rare. They got us. It's a Nicholas. not even a good rare. So I'm going to jump over into story mode. We're going to go into the main story and press on until we lose a battle and just see how far we get. Last time we got all the way to 8-7, didn't even get a chance to try it. We ran out of stamina. So we're going to give this a shot. Our team is Nika lead with that HP. We got Arthur going on there for all of our damage. More durability here with shielding from Brennan, and then our turn meter and defense down with Morgan. So it seems to be a pretty effective team going the distance. So we'll see how far it can take us. All right, so I had a sneaking suspicion we'd get to 10-7, wouldn't be able to get through it. Maybe with the right RNG if we had Caliber and Arthur stay and Cromcroc take everybody else. But I think without Bodwin or Guinevere, this is going to be a pretty tough beat. But we'll keep working at it and see if we can do better. But that's where we got all the way through hard mode, straight to 10-7. So we're going to head over to the favor dungeon, pick up these 17 rare serpent statues we need here, and then we're going to move on to Brendan, start working through that. And we'll see how much stamina we have after that to see if we can get Rosier or Jarrett moving forward as well. All right, so we got those statues for the awakening of Nika here. Ideally, you'd run her either with a recovery orb or attack speed orb. But we're using our attack speed over here on Morgan, so we're going to see what we have left available. I think the best I can do right now is actually an HP orb here with this guy here. It's got a little bit of attack speed. It's 4-star. We got defense. We got HP with attack speed again. Hit accuracy. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to go with this guy. It's got that substat of attacks or of HP, so hopefully we get a roll or two right there. There's one. And we spread them all the way out. But we're going to go ahead and put that on her. All of the HP we can get on her is going to increase her heals. So that's all good. And then we got a little bit of speed on there as well. But those are all brand new stats that are going on our Nika. So that's going to be a pretty big win. We also jumped over in the Bull Favor dungeon. Got enough to move Brendan up to a single star. Maybe beyond. We'll see. Oh, yeah, we got 2. I don't think we got to the rare ones, so I think we're going to be... Oh, we got 12, so maybe we'll press on there and see if we can get another 18 of those to get that third opening so we can put an orb on them. As we take a peek, I'm not sure that I've actually gotten any belts for... Oh, we got one! So that works out perfect. So for Brandon, I would actually prefer to go with probably an effect accuracy belt, just so that he lands his taunt and his recovery disruption. Probably the best way to go, or building him tanky with defense, but it just depends on how much accuracy you have on him already. But seeing how we already have this piece, we're going to go ahead and put it on him, and we're going to level it up, get those extra stats going, get some HP. 2 rolls in the percentage, we'll take it. Defense percent is going to be a big win, and the attack is going to help him because he is actually doing a little bit of damage for us as well. So we're going to take a peek and see if I can press on and get that 3rd star open, and then we can go into the forge and forge him up some stuff. And then over here on Jarrett was also in the Bull Favor, and we can press on and get a few more there, get his 2nd, maybe 3rd star awakening as well, and get some added benefits on him, make him a little more tanky for Gorgos. So let's go jump back in there with our stamina. We did level up again, hit level 40 already, so we are moving and grooving. So we're going to get back into the Favor Dungeon, into the Bull, and see how far we can press on. Alright, so we did get 3-star awakening on Jarrett and Rosier, so we're going to go ahead and get them outfitted with some gear for durability, and then we'll jump into Gorgos and see if it makes a difference. For Rosier, again, we'd like to do effect accuracy on the belt, so she's landing her dots, and then probably attack speed on the orb, just to make sure that she's rolling through her ability as frequently as possible. But we're going to forge what we get. We're going to use it, just hopefully get some defense stats, some HP stats, if we don't get those ones. And on Jarrett's kind of the same story, except we don't need the effect accuracy. We're really just looking for defensive and HP stats to get him more tanky and more durable. So we literally have enough to make 4 pieces, so we're going to basically make what we make and we get what we get. So we're going to start here with the belt for Rosier. Is a good start. We got a 4-star. It is HP. Does not have any effect accuracy on it, but we'll get that on her and get those extra stats going. We're also going to grab an orb here. Hope for that attack speed, but we'll get what we get. So we're going to go with the 3-star and recovery, which isn't going to do her a whole lot of good. It does have some effect accuracy on it though, so that's not too bad. And then we're going to go over to the Bulls there, and we are going to grab a belt for Jarrett. And again, defense or HP would be ideal here. Probably going to get the effect accuracy we didn't get for for Rosier, so that's something. and then we'll go over to the orb and hopefully get some defense stats here as well, just to get Jared a little more durable for the for Gorgos. And we end up with attack and defense percent and attack speed, so that's not gonna be too bad there. So we'll jump over into those, get those on them, level them up, and then take a peek at what that does for our Gorgos team. I did actually already pick up a 4-star attack piece, which is going to be way better for her than recovery, so we're going to equip that. Get some extra speed on her. 2 rolls and speed's actually pretty solid for her, so that's pretty good. And then that extra attack. She does do damage outside of dots, so that does work out pretty good. When you do get her to 6-star awaken, you want to move her into a corrosion set, so every time she lands dots, she has the ability to land an additional dot on top of that. And in case you don't know, dot just stands for damage over time. It could be a bleed, a burn, a poison, whatever the case is, chill. I think there's some other ones I'm not thinking of right now, but all those are just considered dots. So we're going to go into here. We got the effect accuracy. That cracks me up that we got that. So we'll get that enhanced up to level 9. Get those defense. Been better to get that in the percentage stat instead of the flat stat, but that's okay. And we'll get over here on the orb, and we got some attack. We'd like to get some rolls in that defense percentage, but honestly, the attack speed wouldn't be the worst thing either. So we're going to just try to get, hey, 1 of each is as good as you can ask for. And got some HP there as well, so hopefully that'll make him give him a little more durability. I did go back through and upgrade his build to some better pieces, so hopefully that'll help as well. Alright, so we left off on Burning Land 7 and we were getting smacked pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and give this a shot, see if this team has actually gotten a little better. We do have some extra dot damage coming in. If we take a peek at what we're doing on our abilities here, we got the dots coming in from Anguish there with his A3. He lands the chills. Rosier is going to land the bleeds. We're stripping debuffs and dots off of our team, and then we're healing with Nika. Eventually you could replace these 2 characters with a Vivian and bring in a Lancelot as a lead to speed your whole team up and provide additional dot damage, and that would probably be kind of a pretty endgame team as far as that goes, unless you're going for your Hild team where you just outright nuke. But that's a pretty difficult team to build, and it really is very stat intensive. So we're going to go with this and see if we can make it through Gorgos stage 7. Well, we didn't die on the first hit, so that's a good start. We do need to do a much better job of actually landing our dots, which tells me our effect accuracy is way too low. But theoretically, if we could stack these up, we should kill him pretty quickly. And Nika's heals are coming in a lot bigger than the last time we tried as well, since we got the recovery pieces on her, so that's definitely helping out also. So inch by inch we're rolling on it. We just need to land a few dots and we're going to be just fine. So we got a bleed there. If we can get a chill from Anguish there, we did not get a chill, so we got to make it through probably another turn cycle. I don't think we're going to get him with just those 2. Oh, we did get another bleed. That might be enough for us to get it done. So a couple things that would make this team, didn't even get us there. A couple things that make this team a lot better would be a Frost Relic on Jarrett just for durability, and then the Flame Relic on Rosier for durability as well as additional dots. Her Flame Relic all around is just a better relic, and it has a lot more dots that it's capable of landing with her A3. Not to mention it would be a neutral affinity versus negative affinity, just ultimately make her more durable. But we are on to Gorgos stage 8 now. Let's see if we got enough to get it done. Alright, didn't look so good. We got him about halfway down in health, and we lost Jarrett, and once Jarrett's out, all those burns start stacking up on your team, and it's no good. So we got to make Jarrett a little more tanky, but now we can farm on Burning Land 7 instead of Burning Land 6, so we're making headway. I did want to jump over into Shrine of Storms. This is our first team. We just unlocked this guy here, so we're going to see about putting something together that has a chance. Going to get a healer, going to get a turn meter manipulator, going to get some damage, and the fact that we're going to be pretty slow, I think we're going to need some extra durability because Tarask does do quite a bit of damage and he moves pretty quick. So the extra shields and stuff that we're getting out of Brendan will probably help us out. We're going to go into auto clear, see how far up we can get. We'll get in here and take a peek and set our abilities to make sure we're doing what we need to be doing. Let me go, click it. All right, there it goes. So A3 and A1 for Nika. We're going A2 and A1. She'll spam this because she's in a vigor set, so she'll always hit her A2. For Caliburn, we want him doing his A2 because right now that's the only time that Stygian Aura kicks in until you get into further chivalries. And then with Brennan, we want to do the A2 because that gives the person with the lowest HP a shield alongside. He also has a counter strike that runs his A3 when he's hit with a shield. But I think if the shield gets destroyed, he does not counter, or it's on the cooldown or something like that. It doesn't happen all the time. So that's what we're going to do. I was going to say we got to click on the boss, but his arms aren't here yet because we're on stage 1. So we should be able to get, I think, at least stage 3 or 4, but we'll go through and see how it goes. So I'm pretty impressed with this team, actually. We are on to stage 7 of Taras the Stormcat. Really what's going on right now is Arthur is actually doing some pretty serious damage. One thing that's letting us down is Morgan, when she lands her defense down and her increased damage taken debuffs, they're only up for 1 turn. So if she lands it right here and doesn't knock the turn meter back, Taras takes a turn immediately and we don't get any extra damage on him. So we got to kind of time that right for it to work out properly. But when it goes up like there, now you need Arthur to come in and do this Stygian Aura, and you get basically 1 shot at it before he's going to go ahead and clear those debuffs. But the damage that Arthur's doing, even at his low level, is actually pretty impressive. So the next thing we really need to focus on is increasing skills. And I think we did get enough to do 1 skill upgrade on Morgan. Unfortunately, the only way to get talismans, you get 6 shots at it a day, and we didn't even open it up, I think, until day 3, and then we didn't have a team that could fight very well, so we were getting some pretty bare bones stuff. But as you get further into the game, it becomes more and more crucial to upgrade all those passive skills on your main champion, specifically Morgan. That's where you're going to get that decreased defense and increased damage taken debuff to land for 2 turns instead of 1, which is going to make a huge difference. And this is another place where having a fast Morgan really shines, because all of the turn meter manipulation that she does is going to be crucial in making sure Taras takes as few turns as possible to give your healer a chance to keep people healing and topped off. So right now, if we could land the debuffs we need and get our Stygian Aura, we might just get it done. But it's kind of a lucky thing for that to line up properly and actually happen. So if we can get through the shield, I think we should be able to get this done. And that's clearing stage 8 right away, which is actually pretty impressive. So there you go. We made it through stage 8. We're going to go ahead and give stage 9 a try. I don't think we're going to make it, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. So here we are not doing as much damage. I think our defense is significantly higher. And then we lost Morgan. He's doing a little faster as well, so we can't stay in front of him, unfortunately. So I think stage 9 is probably going to be a little bit out of our wheelhouse right now. But going all the way through to stage 8 first try, I'm actually really impressed with that team and what it can do. And I think that really speaks to the importance of the team that you build out of the gate. If you happen to pull and build versatile characters, you're going to be able to do a lot in the game. Like I have Merlin and Anya here. Neither one of them have any gear at all. I just got them within the last, I got Merlin I think yesterday and Anya earlier today. So they're not really doing anything right now. So outside of those two, we have 9 characters built. And with those 9 characters, we're able to do so much in the game, which is actually really cool. As we kind of get further on, now Anya might have been a little bit of a mistake because she really is not going to be super effective until she's at Chivalry level 4. So to get her to Chivalry level 4 in 7 days is probably not likely. But Merlin is going to be fantastic for progression through the Forbidden Dungeon as well as through waves and campaign. That crowd control is just second to none. He does a great job there. You can actually utilize Khalik as well if you'd rather build him. It'd be cheaper, less resources, but Merlin is definitely top notch when you get a chance to get him on your team. But let's take a peek at our skills on Morgan. Anytime I'm doing any upgrades for the first time, the first stop every time is Morgan. I want to get her maxed out in these abilities where she's adding additional, I want to get these things knocked out where the cooldown comes down, where she's dropping this skill more frequently. Well, I think on this one, the number of defense turns goes up and increased damage taken goes up. So if we got 2 skills right here in her A3 would be amazing. That's going to be a huge difference and her ability to bring that defense to allow your damage dealer to do more damage. But unfortunately, I have enough talismans to do one of these. We're going to see which one it is. It is on the A2, which does bring that cooldown to 3 instead of 4, which is going to be pretty big. So ultimately what's going to happen here is when she does the attack gauge down, it actually, instead of every 4th turn, it's happening every 3rd turn. So in effect, it's really going to be speeding her up quite a bit as far as how frequently she's bringing the enemy's turn meter down. It's going to be pretty helpful in a lot of battles. We'll go ahead and upgrade some of Arthur's here and see if we can get anything going on the passive. I think we might actually be able to have enough to do 2 skills here, so let's see what we get. So in that one there, the 100% chance to gain attack gauge decrease immunity just went up by a whole turn, so now it's for 2 turns instead of 1. And that's upon taking fatal damage. So he goes into immortality, and his attack gauge cannot be manipulated for 2 turns, which is kind of nice. Let's see what that second one brings us, see if we get lucky here. It did go to the A2 there, just getting more damage on that Stygian aura. Honestly, this is his bread and butter, so all the damage you can get out of here is going to be amazing. So I think that was a pretty big win there as far as the skill upgrade. Take a look at Brennan. We'll go for a skill upgrade on Brennan as well. We got it in the A1. It's going to be a passive cooldown time -1. So it goes from 4 turns to 2 turns, and that is when attacking grants defense increase 2 to bull favor allies for 2 turns. So if you do have them on a bull favored team, that's going to be a pretty big win, especially with the other bull favored allies that are doing buffs for their bull favors also, like the current rate up champion. I say current as in when I'm filming this 2 weeks ago, but we had the rate up champion Lagertha, who also works with bull favored allies and partners great with Brennan. We do have the opportunity to bring up a couple skills on Rosier if we go farm these guys, so we're going to go do that. And then we also have an opportunity to bring up 1 skill here for Anguish, and we're going to see what we got there. Passive cooldown time -1, so we went from 3 turns to 2 turns, and we gain effect accuracy increase for 2 turns every time he inflicts a dot. So that's going to help him inflict more and more dots, and that's going to be on more and more frequently. So that's actually a pretty big win for him. So going back to Rosier and getting some of these guys on here, it actually says we own some. So let's go ahead and max that out. We'll get those guys on the account and then see how far we're out of gold. Well, we have a Gorgos team that can farm to Gorgos 7 now. So we're going to go over there and do that, and then come back in and get her skills going. We got that skill level up right there on her first skill. It's got hit accuracy increase rate by 50%. Unfortunately, the one we really want is the Hook of Death, and you get the turns add up as you put that on for the Crimson Blood, and that's where you get a 100% chance to inflict bleed on a single enemy for 1 turn when attacking. So that's going to be the one that you really want for Rosier. But we also have, I think, some chivalries we could put on her. Really want to get her to chivalry level 8, and that's where she starts getting into extending dots. And then at that point, as you're putting them on Gorgos, she can keep them on. So over time, you build more and more of them up, so he just takes more and more damage. But on that 5th chivalry there, we're going to get some attack and some HP. That will make her a little more tanky. That'll help her out as well. But ideally get her to chivalry level 8 as soon as you can. She's going to be the most effective there in Gorgos. But also we need to get her flame relic, so we're going to sit tight and keep working on that as well. So we did get into Burning Land. We got 5 more story mode battles to win, so but we did get in here. So we're going to pick these up, and let's take a peek and see what these guys are bringing for us. Before we jump in there, speaking of Rosier's relic, I don't know if we probably could get it in here. Wow! We got Morgan's Frost relic from this is a lucky account. That is incredible. That is a great pull. At this stage in the game, the nice thing with the Frost relic is it spreads the defense down across all enemies. So it allows her to put the defense down, so for AoE damage, it's going to hurt everybody significantly instead of just the one person that's receiving the debuff. So that is an incredible relic. At this stage in the game, I probably wouldn't build a second relic for Morgan before you have other players that are dialed in. But having that on the account is actually a huge win. I can't believe we just pulled that. That is incredible. I think I was playing for almost a month before I got mine on my main account. And all we wanted was a flame relic for Rosier. We did not get it. Or a frost relic for Jarrett would also be pretty good. But let's see what we got out of these watermelon seeds. I've been less and less impressed with these the more that I've opened them. So we're going to go ahead and we might have some currency in there, maybe get some stamina or some other goodies depending on what's going on in there. So it says here the lucky chest can open to receive one of the following: memory rudiment chest, legendary, not too bad, relic summon ticket, stat change stone, or gold. So I think that's all we get out of those guys. So probably not obviously not going to hurt anything. Actually, 1,000,000 gold's quite a bit, so we'll take it. We didn't get enough to do a 10 pull on anything as far as that goes. We're going to go ahead and pull this guy. Why not? See what we get on the account. That is a Merlin, who we actually do have. But we need 100 of them to get that chivalry moving forward. So we're gonna jump in here, wrap up our daily chores, and then see where we're at with when the dust settles. Probably gonna spend some stamina and get over to Gorgos to get us set up for some gold for success for day 7 when the reset happens tomorrow. So we did open up Arcelis as well. So I'm using that same team, Nika. In fact, I don't think I ever set their skills to get them doing the right things. And just pressing on in there, trying to stay durable and tanky and let Arthur do the damage. Just focusing on the main head of Arcelis here. So we're going to plow through here, see how far we can get into this one. And then Padarge also opened up, but I do feel like that's going to be a pretty big struggle with this team, but we'll go into there and see how far we can get as well. All right, so we went clear through Arcelis 6. We really close to Arcelis 7. I think with the right RNG we'd make it through there without a problem, but we're going to move on to Padarge and see how we can do in there. We are going to have to go get some stamina first, assuming we beat it at all, but let's go get some stamina and then press on and see how far we get with Padarge. So this team's not really designed to work well in Padarge. We already lost Brendan. I think we're on stage 2. Padarge is harder content, but what you're really looking for here is you're looking for AoE damage like a Lancelot. Also crowd control with like a Merlin could be beneficial. It just kind of depends, but you really are trying to bring down these ads quickly, and that is what's going to kill Padarge. As she revives the ads, it takes chunks of her health away. So unfortunately I'm just not doing enough damage to really move through this, although these three it's a tickle fight. We might still make it through. I do doubt it though, especially if Arthur goes down, we're definitely done. But there's still potential and hope. But the tough thing here is she does do a lot more damage to frost-based champions, so the best crowd controls out there like Merlin are not going to be super effective with her in the later levels. But yeah, I think we're going to be down and out here with after we lost Arthur. But I think that's about what I got for you for day 6. I think we're pressing the account along pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and jump in there and just get a little bit of gold on the account ready for tomorrow. For day 7, that's the final day for the free-to-play account. We're going to see how far we can press each of the dungeons along and just see how far we can get into the account. Hopefully have some summons as well. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all the way to the end. Hopefully we learned something, and I look forward to seeing you next time.